Alright, welcome back. This is Cabooses Blue, and we're going to do another look. For those that watched it before, this will be familiar. Um, I couldn't save the VOD, so here we are at round two, and hopefully we get some more people in. Um, so this is a look at a map that I thought was long gone. And here, we don't need to. I figured out we don't really need to keep on going for that. Okay, so here we are, right here. This is a little town that was built. Um, I'm not sure what the town is. I just built it because this is my style. This is how I do things. So, yeah, it had to have been like some kind of Oh, see, I didn't even showcase this. What is that? Is that gold? It is. It's a block of gold. This is actually going to be part of a let's play that I was building, where you had to discover secrets in the town and figure out, where the blocks of gold are. So that's what I was working on last. That's why I don't remember it too much. Which I know that doesn't make sense, but it's not the most memorable part of this whole map. And then we got a little forest right here that leads to this little door right here. It goes down there. You will find out what's down there very soon. Um, oh, hey, look at that. Leaves fall. As I had said before, it's been a long time since I've even played this game. It's crazy to think that this is still here. And here's the water with everything. See, I swear I was making this like a certain color, but I think with the new updates, the colors didn't translate. Because in order to find your place, you had to have different colors. We got dark green, we got light green, but that looks like a green also. I really don't know what's going on with the design over here anymore. But what I do know is this right here. This is the first Let's Play that I worked on. It is massive. Absolutely massive. Burning Names, and you will see why it's called Burning Names. We have names that are carved into the ground. You got Lindsey Jones right here. And then you got Gavin Free. You got Mikey Jones. Matt Bragg. Jeremy Dooley. Jeff Ramsey. And Jack Patillo. So these were the original 8. This one we do not talk about. And just to even bring up the initials is probably a little overwhelming for some, but we'll go into one of these doors and you'll see in the chest they each have 64 meats, 1 sword, diamond sword, 1 diamond pickaxe, and 64 torches. Now, prepare yourself because this is going to be amazing. The door, and you got this. You're like, oh, what is that? Oh, look at that. That's intense. But this is my crowning achievement, y'all. Look at that. That is what you call the Achievement Hunter logo. That took me a long time to get perfect. Like, I still remember constantly going up in the air, looking at it, making sure that the blocks line up and everything. And yeah, and then I put the torches on it to make it glow. Got the Tower Pimps right there in the middle. Classic fashion, 1 obsidian, 4 gold blocks. So you got this area right here is a bunch of parkour, and they differentiate. Some are harder than others. Some are easy. Like this one looks like it might be pretty easy. Let's see. So you go up here. Just gonna showcase it real quick. Go up here. See, I've gone to someone else's, but that's fine. And then jump up here. Oh, and I failed. Yeah, this right here is treacherous territory. But once you get up to the very top, then you'll notice there's chests with ladders. So you got the initials right here that help you to, like, if you get up to someone else's and you look over, you're like, damn, I went too far. Or something like that. Then you gotta get over to your initials. Like this one's Lindsay. Jack, pretty much the torches, they speak for themselves. I'll go into Mikey's. Okay, so you've got flint and steel, 64 nether quartz ore. I always call it netherrack. That's interesting. And then you got ladder. Two things of 64 ladders. Because when you come up here, am I flying? I'm flying. When you come up here, you've got this. And this is all you have. All I'm showing you. Because I'm not digging through all of that. There's traps. There's gold blocks. You're looking for a lot of stuff as you escape. But I'll show you. Let's see. I came out the other side. Alright. So, much as the inside with the Achievement Hunter logo has the Tower Pimps, the entire area. Oh, I also mentioned this right here. With it burning like that, it kind of looks like alien symbol. Kind of, almost like Predator, you know? When it touches its arm and does that countdown. That's almost like the alien language from Predator. But anyway, yeah. You got 1 obsidian block, then 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, this is probably the biggest Tower Pimps I've ever seen, and I don't know if anyone else has ever seen. But we're going to go down here. This is the end. This is where you collect your netherrack. Okay, so the quartz ore is just for building and stuff. But this is the netherrack. And that's what you're trying to find inside. You're trying to find netherrack. So you got this room which is nothing but a gigantic maze. One of them leads you to a pit of lava. That's diabolical, I know. Obviously, there's lots and lots and lots of fire, so you'd have to be very, very, very careful. But all the rooms culminate into this area right here, and you would pop up. Once you pop up, then you would look for the color. There's a designated color per person. And once you find that color, then you got to go through the maze. And yeah, it's probably the most diabolical thing I ever thought of. Easy to burn. Very easy to burn. And then you come out here. And once you come out here, you look over the edge. And in the new update, you don't see anything. So you have to be very, very, very careful. Run and jump. And when you jump, hopefully you land. Damn, see, I still can't land in the water for the demonstration. Let me see if I can run and jump. Because I know it works. Because obviously, if you jump off this high and you land, you're not going to survive. So, let's get back up here. Try again. Alright, here we go. So, up, run, jump. Okay. Third time's the charm? Oh. It looked like I was going to overshoot it. I guess you can't really overshoot in Minecraft, can you? Listen, I know it works. Y'all probably sitting there laughing like, ha, he built a map that's not going to work. No, it works. Alright, it works. Let's try this one more time, and then we're just going to move on with the showcase. I didn't even jump that time, but I'm constantly going forward into the water. Bam. Now, what you do is come over to an area that has a ladder so you can climb up. And then you go to your name, and then you place all the netherrack that you found. You have to be able to find, I'm pretty sure they're all the same number. But you place them all, and then you use the flint and steel to light it on fire. And that's how you win. And you win your first. I think it tells you how many pieces of netherrack you can find in each. With the new update, they erased all the signs. So there's nothing written on these signs, and I wouldn't be able to tell you anymore what they used to say. However, we have right here my largest, like, undertaking. You know, it's the biggest thing I've ever done. So you got this, but we are not going to be going in here just yet. No, we have a little surprise right here. We got this fun little area. I'm gonna break that. I'm gonna put down a mine cart and get in. And y'all ready for a ride? Here we go. I have a little area. Oh. Oh no. Okay, so this is definitely embarrassing. So when I last tried to do this, I had just left a minecart going and I didn't think it was going to save the minecart already going constantly. So there's your first blooper, I guess. And not that it's going to be going to be edited. I post my VODs the way they, you know, showcase. So anyway, yes, you have a little ride. Got some pumpkins, kind of like a Halloween theme. I don't know what I was going for. These were the coolest things that like lit up an area. It is pretty bland, but also it depends on how um, it depends on how entertained you can be, you know, from small things. Um, got some animals. Hi, animals. So, as I said before, if you're familiar with Harry Potter, this is one of the tents that the. Actually, in the movie, it was just one tent. It might have been one tent in the book also. Um, the champions, you know, the Triwizard champions, they went into to get ready for their next rounds. This gives you a full breakdown of the rules, and then what you get is survival gear, a firework. So basically, in the book, in the movie, when you're in the maze, if something happens and you get stuck and you cannot complete the maze, then you shoot a firework off. Or out of your wand, obviously. Red sparks. So, red, fade to orange. That's what I chose. Um, torch and stake for, you know, trying to stay alive. So we got that stuff. And then we head out here into the maze, which there is not one. This is where I stopped. Um, we end up selling our Xbox One for a PS4. And I sold it to an old lady who said her grandson would love to play it. And I left my name on the Xbox because, you know, the free games, I had over like 112 free games. So I was like, the kid could use my name. And then, like, years down the road when we got a new Xbox One, or another Xbox One before the Series S. This is what I'm playing on. I'm playing on the Series S, but we got a new Xbox One, and I took my name back. I mean, it's my name, so anyway, inside these hedges, I was going to build a deep pit, and you fall down the pit, and there's TNT. This basically is to deter cheaters. Um, I was carving this area out around the Sphinx, which, yes, I know, is the goofiest looking Sphinx you've ever seen, isn't it? I do everything out of like, well, most everything. I did this out of just pure imagination. Um, but anyway, you drop down on some TNT, you land on a switch, and it blows up, you know, killing you for being a cheater, and you spawn back in your bed, and yeah, game's over for you. You're a cheater. Or, you know, they could have changed the rules and be like, oh, you exploded, you gotta wait 10 seconds and then try again. But anyway, this right here was my Opus Magnum. This is my crowning achievement because I had all these signs. They had the riddle that the Sphinx asked Harry in the book. And then you're supposed to come over here, you type in the word, the answer to the riddle, and then you're free to come in here and claim the Tower of Pimps. Now, if any of them weren't Harry Potter fans, which, yeah, I know, just that sentence coming out of my mouth is atrocious. They could have just ran right in and claimed the Tower of Pimps for themselves. But this would have been an intense Let's Play. Like, this challenge would have been an easy 2-3 videos. Like, they could have got I'm only guessing they could have got around 10 to 15 videos out of all of these modules that I have built for them. So I was trying to figure out a way to contact and see if there was a way that I can oh, in case you're wondering, this is just red torches. If there was a way that I could possibly send them the link to this map, you know, share the map, and it's taken off a long time. And just, you know, have them download it to their Xbox and then play, basically, you know. What's taking it so long? It stopped because there's no... Okay. Well, we're just going to do this. It stopped because there's no body. And it wasn't fast enough to keep on going. So now we're back at the main attraction. This is what's going to eat up a lot of our time. Hope y'all buckle in and are ready for the most memorable display of fanboying, I guess you could say. So this used to say AH Castle. This was Achievement Hunter Castle. As you can see, there's a logo up there. I did a smaller representation of it on the castle with the castle flags. In case you're wondering, did this take me a long time? Oh yeah. Yeah. It took a very long time. This took months. Lost connection there for a second. I don't know how. Maybe because I'm not turned towards the Xbox, which is weird. Shouldn't be that way. Okay, so this was part of a Let's Play. So this whole place is part of a Let's Play. But this particular is a riddle. And it contains a gold block, because, you know, gold blocks are abundant in this universe. And then you got a bow and arrow so that you can attack those trying to invade. I was trying to think of, you know, stuff like maybe have them shoot at the players that are going around the side of the castle. Um, yeah, it's pretty much just a horse stable right here. They also have the little posts that they can put their horses on. Each of these towers have a door, a one-way door. You cannot get out once you push the button. You're in until you get up to the top. With a little library in it. These are the servants' quarters, because every castle has to have servants. This is where they. Oh wow! Last time they weren't even sleeping. Look at this. They're all sleeping. Oh, are you going to bed too? Oh, yep. Oh, okay. All right, servants, you go ahead and do your thing. Yeah, they didn't do that the last time that I did this. They weren't sleeping. Huh. Okay. Now you go up in here. This is the entrance. Yes. It's beautiful. And the last time I went to the right and just started getting lost, I'm not going to do that this time. So this is either Mickey, loosely based, or a pig. You could choose which, because on the other side you have the throne room, and in the throne room you have some kingdom keys shooting light at a keyhole. Milo design, because I love Kingdom Hearts. Um, and then you got this stuff right here. This is what I call the thunder cloud, and you will find out why soon enough. This is the king's chair. This is the one that has the most power temp. Tower of Pimps. This is the second place, and this is the third place. So 3 chairs. That's all you get. This is like the jester. It even says right here, the jester. The right hand man of the king who does his jokes and whatnot. We do have this area right here is where you build your tower of pimps, and each sign tells you what the game was, and then there this sign would be the name, the person's name. So Mikey, Lindsay, Jeremy, Matt, and they would just come over here, build a tower of pimps for whatever game they won. Also my design, my idea. And then this, I have no clue. It's literally just a pool of lava. I don't know if it goes to anything. I don't think it does. I think it's literally just like, the king doesn't like you, go in this lava. On both sides, because, symmetrical. Everything's about symmetry. Okay, so we're going to the left this time. We're going to the left. Hello, villagers. How are you guys doing? And yes, sir. You look very interesting. All right, y'all. You should be familiar with this color scheme. This is none other than... I'll wait for the dramatic reveal. I don't want to say it yet. You got this stuff right here. Da 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 da. Funhouse. This is the funhouse room because they would always come in. Members from Funhouse would come in and play games. There's a little TV with a star on it to mimic, Achievement Hunter. And then I remember back when I was watching Rooster Teeth, like constantly watching Rooster Teeth. there was a certain room that they designated as the fart room. So if you farted while on stream, like, hey, go to the fart room. This is like a dungeon for who farts. They gotta come in here and stay until the person lets them out. It's diabolical, I know. And the sign, yeah, the sign right here said fart room. Okay, well, we are not going back through the funhouse room. We are going up the stairs. There we go. Are we ready? Because we are about to begin a very, very long journey. First off, we have, at the time, alright, no disrespect to anyone, but the two newbies. This one was Matt Bragg's room. I made it full of glass so that you can just see into his room. No privacy. About over here is about the only privacy he gets. Don't ask why. I have no clue. I really don't know why. I just decided to be like, all right, well, he gets a glass room. That's Matt Bragg's. Now, you're going to love Jeremy's room. Jeremy Dooley was a rapper in Achievement Hunter as well. He had some music videos, and oh man, I'm telling you, they're really good. You need to check them out. You can go to YouTube. They have the music videos on YouTube. I actually bought the 3 songs that he did on Apple, but this is the first one. It's called Game Fail. It's pretty good. A really good song. And then this one's called Terror Eyes. You got Freddy Fazbear right here. And you got Slender right there. Although in Terror Eyes, they didn't. Did they? Hold on. No, yeah, they did. They did. So they had Five Nights at Freddy's first, then they went into Slender, and then they went into a game called Amnesia: The Dark Descent. That's the rhyme or the scheme of the song. But then you got here is the T.O.P. The Tower of Pimps, and that is the last one that he did, the third one. Um, they did have Achievement Hunter raps and stuff, and each Achievement Hunter is good in their own right. You definitely have to check it out. I'm pretty sure you can still find it on YouTube if you type Achievement Hunter raps or Jeremy Dooley or something like that. Just type it in and you just it's really good. That's all I'll say. It's really good. Whoa, where'd I get a cat? Hi, kitty. I didn't have no cat before. I don't know where that came from. So this is the dungeons. This was also part of the Let's Play. And we'll go down that way soon. So this right here was going to be a it was going to be a horror type um, thing. So I can't remember what's going on with this room. It's like a here. If you can get into this room, then you can get safety or something like that. But mobs, just nothing but mobs, all kinds of zombies and everything, and you have to work your way all the way through here to get to this one area. Almost there. I like to make things a little confusing for people. Okay, so here is right here. is the reward that you get. A button. Now you'll figure out almost everything to do with this castle requires buttons because there are doors that you cannot open. For instance, you get that button, then you can get back through all this. I would have carved out some holes or something and put in some monster spawners. There's no blueprint for this castle, so I don't think that you'd be able to push too far in without breaking into another room. But then you can use the button to go in here and get what's in that chest. But I'll show you the real reason why you use the button. Like this could be like a prison escape kind of thing. It's so imaginative, you know. So then we go this way. Downstairs. What is it that every castle must have? A dungeon. Now, this room was originally something else, and I'm not going to talk about it. I'm sure that the good people at Achievement Hunter, well, they're not really Achievement Hunter anymore, but they would appreciate me not talking about it. So this right here is a torture room. Got a lava pit, torture table, all kinds of torture tools. Just put them back once you're done. And this, veterans of Achievement Hunter Minecraft would recognize this as our very own Edgar. Edgar is still in his hole. Hello, Edgar. Are you going to talk today? Yes? No? Seems he is being shy. Usually he moves. But he is in his hole. And, well, since you know that that's Edgar's hole, then you know whose room that is. We'll just leave it at that. This happened before everything, so yeah. Here is the prison for the worst of the worst. All kinds of delinquents in here. A farmer, I don't know what he was doing. These guys just staring at me. What's up? How's it going? Yeah. Very imaginative, I know. Can they get out? No. They're in jail forever. Okay. I hear that all the time. I think ever since they added things, they may have added a, but no, this is a creative world, a flat map. They couldn't have added a nether portal. Honestly, I don't know. What I do know is this is the start of the prison escape. You start here with the animals, and you try to escape. But of course, you know, if you go up into the castle, there's people patrolling the castle, so you don't want to go up there. That's the whole thing. You'd have to fight through all the mobs It might need a door so that the mobs don't break into the castle and start killing everybody. But once you find the button, then you come here as a Andy Dufresne reference from Shawshank Redemption, where he dug his way through a hole, then got into a sewer, and exited out the prison via sewer. Same kind of concept here. You escape. I'm pretty sure there's probably mobs in here too. I don't know. It's just a long, long pathway. And then you come up here. This should look very familiar to you from the very beginning of the showcase. You just put your button down and escape. I think what I was thinking of, besides the obvious Shawshank Redemption reference, is Wolf 3D, Wolfenstein 3D, where you get out after floor 9. You get out and like it turns around and see BJ Blazkowicz jumping and going yeah at the end. So I think that's what I was thinking of. Like you open up the door and you run out into the bright light and you're free. That would have been a really cool like let's play. But now we're going from the dungeon to the rest of the rooms. So far you've seen 3 rooms for 3 people. And it can get confusing in here. So I will not fault anyone if they get confused in the castle, because it's very confusing. I think instead of opening doors with buttons like I did last time, I'm just going to show the reason why I have these thunderheads and the thundercloud is because there are openings and you get in here and you get vines. You must already have the piece with you when you get these vines. I'm guessing you use the vines to drop down and not die. I don't really know. Oh. Creeper spawn egg. Now, I don't know what use would be for that one. But then you got places like this. They had random, not random, they had something in them, and I cannot remember for the life of me what. Here's the thunder chest and all that stuff. That's what you can get. This was like a way to earn stuff. Yeah, see the eggs and the creeper eggs and all that. You can spawn stuff. See, okay, yeah, there it is. We'll go up here. Right here. And you will see this room pretty soon. I'll tell you which rooms went where. Okay. Now I'm going to get lost apparently. There we go. So yeah. That was the you can literally just spawn a bunch of mobs inside the throne room for whatever diabolical reason you wanted. Okay, we are running out of time. I just seen the time we're running out. So this is going to have to be a quick one. Okay, so we go up here, and this is going to lead us to more rooms. So you get all kinds of random stuff. This leads to one of the clouds right here. This right here is just a giant smelting area. Honestly, I don't know what I was doing there. Both of these areas is just a giant like room full of stuff. I have no clue. I cannot remember. Let's just go up. And going up there leads to another area. There's a button. Okay. So then we go here. We're in this area where you jump around and stuff. I figured I made it like stars. But this, if people would remember, this is Jack's home. Almost a full replica of Jack's home. Everything I did was based off of their characters. At one point, I tried making a Jack standing behind it, you know, just a mini Jack. And I thought that was a little inappropriate. So, then you got a little obstacle course right here. That leads to another button. Everything leads to a button. And then you go here, and that's how you get into one of the Thunderheads. Let's see. There is another. Right, just here. There's got to be somewhere. See, like I said, it is very easy to get lost. So that's Jack's place. We go this way. And that's even more stuff, like something right here with a chest in it, and another door that leads down. This place is full of mazes and just all kinds of stuff. Okay, so we get through these hallways. I know it's a little obnoxious, all kinds of just long pathways to get to certain places, but they weren't meant to really go and like relax in their homes. This was built as a gigantic Let's Play. Gabby's house. parkour to the top. Yep. I got time. Let's see if we can do this. Go. Damn. Gavin always had trouble making blocks or making jumps. So I wanted as many jumps as humanly possible for him to have to do. So a little obnoxious right there. Oh, because you don't have to jump. Okay. So yeah, I got decently far. What he's working towards is, so you get here, you jump here, then you go here. He's working towards this right here, a button. And the button, like I said, is central in this map. I don't know what that is. So now we're going to go up here to this area. And we've got Sierra 117 or Spartan 117, whatever you want to, it's Master Chief. There's a halo. And just all around, this is Jeff's. Alright, Jeff, his character was Master Chief. So, Gavin, his character was a creeper. That's why, that's how I modeled the houses after their characters. So this right here is the last two. This would be Michael and Lindsay's. They get to share, you know, because... Oh, what's this right here? Okay, so there was a cupboard under the stairs. Hehe. Nice little Harry Potter reference. And then there's their king-size bed. And then we go down here. Up here. And this leads to that familiar room. Or it should be familiar, because this leads to the door that you saw earlier. And then down. But we are here for two more attractions. I've got time to show them off real quick. You can go up this stairs right here for the most diabolical, like, chamber ever. Those are supposed to be Master Swords. So I'm a big Zelda fan. And the king gets to sit here and watch his combatants battle in a cage match. This would have been awesome. The cage match would have been just brilliant. And then you get to the top down here. Let's see, it's hard to do when you're flying. Then you get down here, and there's a door that leads down to the Thundercloud, I believe. I believe it's the Thundercloud that this one leads to. The big one. As should, the victor of the cage match should be able to. If they can parkour, that is. So, now we're going to go back down. That is every room. That is every area in this castle. It is a massive castle. It took me a long time. A very, very long time to create. But we are going to go here real quick and do a quick fly outside. Because I like to end it on the same note that I did a long time ago when I tried doing a walkthrough of the AH Castle map. It turned out to be 5 minutes long and didn't showcase a lot. Plus it was horrible. Like, back then I had a laptop and I was pointing the camera at a CRT TV. It was not fun. And the lag, oof, man. If you go to my YouTube and check it out, I'm not going to drop it because you're not supposed to. But you will see what I mean. It is a long, arduous task, a long road. Okay, so that was that for a button. There's Jack's house. We're almost out of here, folks. Almost out. Shut that down. And we are not out yet. I'm hearing some villagers going, "Harr." There we are. Like I said, that was not meant to happen. Yo, y'all fighting over the door. That was ridiculous. Okay. So, I don't have too much time to go into depths of this. This was a parkour challenge. A very, very long, arduous parkour challenge. And you use these ladders on the side to get to. And also there were checkpoints where you can get to a door and unlock it. That way you don't have to go through all of it again. And there was all kinds of stuff that I built for it. But we're going to go up here to the very top. This little area is for like surveying. You can go here and you can just kind of look out and just enjoy. I really don't know what else. It's just like a balcony. But here is the biggest thing. You get to the top up here. And there's a ladder that leads up to the Achievement Hunter flag. And you got a little Assassin's Creed nod. This is a viewpoint with a tower of pimps. And that's it. It's Achievement Hunter Castle. I hope you all enjoyed it. I know I did, enjoy the nostalgia trip. And I really do hope someone from the old Rooster Teeth crew does see this. Because this was months. This took a long time for me to do. Anyway, this is where I'm going to end it. So, this has been Cabooses Blue. Y'all have yourself a wonderful day.